And in the beginning, they were supposed to put him with like some super hot blondes and stuff. And what they do? They give him the girl from Kansas City, the older black lady.
Oh, yeah.
And he made it work.
Yeah, she was great. And he made it work. He made it work.
A great worker can.
Yeah, right. So, the bottom line is I had a really strong relationship with Mike, and he was my first pay-per-view, with me and him. I think it's like 92. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Conrad, because I know you will. I think it was 92. And I want to say, and I know this is wrong, but I know Bill KAZMAIER's in the match. And I want to say Jushin Thunder Liger for some reason, but because my brain thinks that. But when Mike Graham hears, he looks at the sheet, he's tagging with Diamond. When you find out you're tagging with Diamond Dallas Page, you know your career's over. And
wow.
And the crazy part, bringing the crazy
Starcade 91 is what it was.
What was it?
Starcade 91 in Virginia. It was Battle Bowl, and you're exactly right. It was a tag team match, as you laid it out. Bill KAZMAIER was teaming with Jushin Thunder Liger, which feels like a fever dream, to take on DDP and Mike Graham.
Is that the craziest tagging? That's those two.
What they do wrong?
I have no idea how it happened. But again, me and Mike were so tight. I would drive on the road sometimes with him and Barrett, Wyndham.
Yeah.
Those two son of bitches. I had to get out of the car because I'm keeping up with them, and you can't keep up with those guys. By the third day, I'm like, guys, I love you. I'm out.
Yeah. I got to go recover.
But when Jake came in, when we started filming the resurrection of Jake the Snake, right before it, Jake and I are talking a lot because he's going to come down, and we're getting ready to come down and see him because I want to document everything. Because I just saw it. He's going in the Hall of Fame. He's going to be brought back to how he should be remembered, and that was my goal because everything he had done for me. But that night, right before we're coming down, Michael Graham had killed himself. And man, that hurt. That hurt big time. And Jake, to show you how fucked up his state of mind was back then. He's like, why couldn't it have been me?
Yeah.
Like Jake was so.
I was so far down, I'd get angry when I would hear that somebody else had died. In fact, I was able to tell you folks this. I went to SHERRI Martel's funeral. And SHERRI and I had a long, long history. And they asked me to say a few words, and I got up there and I said, SHERRI, I thought we were friends. And you left me behind? Fuck you.
Really? Wow. That just shows you where your head was, Elzar.
So
Not anymore.
So
Not anymore, bro.
Mr. Crockett, we started this episode talking about family and wrestling families, and both you and Jake come from wrestling families. And as this is airing, we're about a month away from the 1-year anniversary of the passing of your brother. And he sort of said that maybe he had made his deal already with Turner, but you come from a whole bunch of wrestling folks. Jackie's running around, and first we got Francis and your dad. And just talk to us about, I know you don't know any different, but we're talking a lot about heels and the DWL and the Spade family. How challenging was it to grow up in a wrestling family with, one of the really power players once upon a time of the NWA, and your dad, as the legend goes, ran his business out of his shirt pocket.
He did.
Your brother just blew that thing up, man.
Yeah, he did. And once he passed away, the banks and everybody looked at us and going, well, this is going to fail. It didn't. But, Dad also, he did not want me in the business.
Really?
Did not. He wanted somebody outside the business.
Right.
My sisters married John Ringley, and he was in the business. Jimmy, he was in the business. Then Jackie, he was there, and I was the only one still single. That's when, I was in college, and but he just said, I don't want you here. somebody needs to look at the other side. And to
They
me,
also had a baseball team too.
yeah, Charlotte O's.
Yeah,
Yeah. Double A baseball.
right.
Yeah, it was good. But the thing is, I wanted to do the television. That's what I wanted. But, unfortunately he passed away, and, they wanted me to come in, and the rest is history. I renovated the ballpark, got the team there. Next thing was created our television production company, got a television truck from Eastern North Carolina, ripped everything out of it, put tape machines in, a dubbing facility, interviews, and you name it. We were cranking away.
I remember as a kid, again, just like in Florida, my father coming to see your dad, and he had to go up some back stairs.
Yeah, East Moorhead. Yeah, Mom kicked him out of the house. Had white carpet, wall-to-wall carpet, and it was raining. And guess what? God came through, didn't take the shoes off or wipe their feet.
It's kind of like Stacy's in DWL.
Yeah.
She's about to put him on the couch soon. He's getting ready for the couch.
They just kicked Wild Bill out.
Yeah, right.
At the hotel.
Right.
And they were gone next week. Yeah, the opposite. So it went to East Moorhead.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so crazy to me that you just showed up here, and I'd heard you were coming, but we've already been doing this for week after week, just reviewing the Hillsong, and then royalty of our business comes in who did exactly what these guys are trying to do. You know,
Jake, all right, you're from a wrestling family.
Yeah.
Your dad, it's a dictatorship.
Yeah.
That with my father, his word was long. He said, jump.
Well, my father never raised me.
Yeah.
I'd visit him a couple of times, Unfortunate I'm glad that he didn't raise me. I stayed with him for about 10 months one time.
Mhm.
It was not good. I don't want to go into that right now. It's a whole different story. But yeah, I had to fight him to get into this business. In fact, he called a lot of territories and said, if he tries to come in there, do not hire you.
Yeah.
And who did?
Yeah.
and
And I was so bad at wrestling.
Yeah.
Then he says, you're at wrestling.
6'6" referee.
Yeah, that is.
Well, what you learn.
I didn't realize it was with Eddie that you started. I knew you started.
I started Watts, but I started wrestling. And I was so bad that he said, I can't put you out there in the ring. I love you, and you just keep doing what you're doing. And you'll get it. You'll get it. And I remember Jacksonville, Florida, him coming up to me. I was behind the stage looking out the curtain at the matches. I hadn't showered, nothing. I went from the ring, the curtain, and watched the next match.
Right.
He walked up behind me and poked me. And I turned around and said, yes, sir, Mr. Grimm. He goes, you're good. Go away.
Another water tower moment.
Yeah.
That's a water tower moment.
He let me stay in Florida for about 7 months, which was incredible. Because I think the longest I'd stayed any place was like 2 months.
Right.
I was that bad. And I'd never been in the ring other than refereeing, and never locked up with anybody. But when Bill Watts fired me for being too tall and being too big for being a referee, that being a friend that he wanted to put in there, I was forced out of Louisiana, and I was setting up the rings, doing everything. I wished that all the kids that are trying to wrestle had to referee first.
Right. No, I agree.
You learn so much.
Yes, you do.
And you'll also learn how to act in front of people when the light's on you.
Right.
Where to stand in the ring when something's happened so you're not in the fucking way, Jake.
And not blocking the camera.
Right. And look at the camera and be in the right position so you're not got your ass to the camera,
Right.
You learn so much. And I'm very grateful for that, because I don't think I would have ever made it.
I didn't realize that that's where you really started, God. And, just like it's easy to have seen something in The Rock, but when he came in, he called me and he was like, where do you see this guy? Rocky Maivia. He said, he's so good looking. I don't know if I want to fight him or fuck him.
You know,
Yeah.
he came to WCW for a little while and
Rocket?
yeah, came through.
How did I not remember that?
And well, he didn't wrestle,
Oh, okay.
and nobody wanted to.
Wow.
I bet that person's pissed off.